at that. Somebody knocked over somebody's mailbox. My goodness. So welcome back to the sawmill, friends. As you can see behind me, the LT70 is finally out of the old building. We're going to take it down to the new barn today. But before we do that, she needs a good washing. You guys hang in there. All right, friends, that didn't take too long. She looks pretty good. That's the second bath this sawmill's ever had. And come September, this sawmill's been here for exactly 3 years. Need to probably do that every 6 months or so. There's 2 spots that still need attention. Right there on the clamp, you see all that stuff right there, that's pine resin. And some more of it, let me get you guys under these loading arms. You got some more of that stuff right there. We'll take care of that down at the barn with this little, my goodness, what's that little tool called? It goes in a circle real fast. Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about, don't you? What in the world's that thing called? I can't think of it right now, but it's a pretty simple little tool and everybody's probably got one, but I use that for hard to get places on the sawmill where that pitch gets built up. You can kind of scratch it off with your fingernail, but this little tool makes it a whole lot better. And I can't remember what it's called. So anyways, let's get in the truck and take the sawmill down to its new home. That tool is called a Dremel. I just now thought of it, a Dremel. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. Alright guys, the LT70 is in its new home, and this right here has been a long time coming. Can't wait to get sawing down here. I've not ran my sawmill in almost a month. It's been driving me crazy, to be honest with you. Looking forward to having this finally set up and in a nice building with plenty of room. First thing we need to do is put it in the first place I'm going to try. I'll put that new attachment on the skid steer so we can use the skid steer to move it around. And I'm thinking, and this may change, I'm going to put it long ways right here at the opening of the building. We're going to do that first and kind of see how it looks. All right, friends, what do you guys think? I'm thinking this might work pretty good right here. I'll have plenty of room behind the sawmill to stack boards off to the edger or go this way with them if I want to. Now the table that goes on the back of the 70, I haven't brought that down here yet, so there will be a table right here. I'll be standing right there. Let me turn around so you guys can kind of see what I'll be looking at. So I'll be sawing from right here, and of course the logs will come in on this side, and over there, that's about a ½ acre probably. That's where the logs will be stored. They'll be out of the way, and most importantly, very close to the sawmill. Come in on this side, saw the lumber. As it comes to the table, I can go left with it to the edger, or I can go right and stack it over there, or I could also go this way with it, have maybe the skid steer set up right here with the pallet forks and stack boards right there. I mean, with this setup, guys, check this out. This building is 52 by 70. And I have all my machines down here for the most part with the sawmill now and the edger. And look at all that room still in the middle. Tons of room for activities down here. Tons of room for activities. I think this is going to work pretty good. Let's get it set up. But this is not permanent. I'm going to saw like this for a week or two. And if I like it, it will be permanent. But if I don't like it, we'll back up and punt. But I think this is going to work. What do you guys think? What would you do different that I'm not doing? Let me know down in the comments below. I learn from you guys every day. Sorry for the interruption there, friends, but this is a new machine that I forgot was coming today. Most of you guys may be familiar with this. It's called the Wood-Mizer for mixing up concrete. I ordered this about a week ago because I got a lot of concrete projects here at the farm, and I think this right here will make those projects a whole lot cheaper, hopefully. But you guys will see this in action probably in the next 2 or 3 videos. I've got a lot of projects here at the farm to do with this machine. Really glad this is here. Let me show you one of them real fast and we'll get back to the sawmill. So back here on this wall, I've talked about this many times. Of course, we're putting metal up. Hopefully the contractors will be here maybe this week to get that done. So between these 2 posts on this wall that will be covered, I'll dig a footer, put some rock in there, and pour me a stem wall about 8 inches tall. I have to form it out on both sides. That way I can frame in this wall and kind of have a nice structure on top of it, because I think I'll put shiplap on this wall eventually. And it will also help in keeping the weather out of here, having a nice seal right here at the bottom. I'm going to do that on this entire wall. That'll be, I think, 6 different pours right here. Should be a lot of fun. And to make it more interesting, I have never poured concrete in my entire life. We'll see how it goes. One thing about these Wood-Mizers, you don't have to get them perfectly level. You just got to get them kind of close. Let's see here. I'm pretty excited for you guys to see this sawmill set up in this building, because this LT70 is a monster. It's the biggest portable sawmill that Wood-Mizer makes. And I really didn't do it justice in the other building, because the other building was really small. It was 20 by 40. And the ceiling was a 10-foot tall. So I couldn't even raise this sawmill up all the way. And it looked smaller on camera. People tell me all the time when they come see me, they come up there and they look at the sawmill and they say, man, this thing is a lot bigger than it looks like on YouTube. And it is. This is a monster mill. I'm going the wrong way, my goodness. Well, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and check it on this plane, and I bet it's going downhill quite a bit. Yeah, it needs to come up about 1 inch on this other side. The floor of this barn is not perfectly level by no means, and it goes downhill toward the entrance. All right. Raised up about 1 inch, and I think we'll be in good shape. All right, I went ahead off camera because my battery died. That's a shocker. And put this one down also. I got both of them cranked at about the same position. As you can see, we're close enough on being level right there. Plenty close enough for a Wood-Mizer sawmill. Got 2 more to drop, actually 1. After this one, we'll start the sawmill up. That way we can get in a better position to lower the other one. The engine's kind of in the way right now. But 2 more, and we can move on to the next part of this process here. This is just personal preference. Some people get these tires off the ground. I like to leave them on the ground because I think they work as an outrigger right there. Because you guys have seen me on this channel, I put some really big logs on my sawmill. And if these tires were off the ground, there might be a small chance I could tilt this sawmill over. I don't think it would happen, but it would be a very small chance. And I've also seen some people take the wheels off, the axle, everything, and mount this to a concrete pad. If you do that, it's not going to tilt over. But if you're on the ground like I am, in a portable position, I think it's best to leave these on the ground. That's just my preference, and you guys do it the way you want to. Getting close to dinner time. And if I remember right, I think we're having spaghetti tonight, I think. Better get this out. Don't need to run it back and forth. I went ahead and filled this up before we brought it down here today. I also went ahead and filled up the diesel tank as well. That's something we need to move down here probably sooner than later, is one of our diesel transfer tanks. Every machine down here takes diesel except for this tractor. Proud rooster right there. So some of you guys have been asking me what we're going to do with the old sawmill building, and to be honest with you, I have no idea. I'm thinking maybe store the hay equipment in here, maybe the attachments, I don't know. It's a big space, it's 20 by 40. You can drive right into it with a tractor. Just one tractor, not more than one, but we'll definitely use it for something. I'm just not sure yet. What would you guys do with it? It's nice storage, has power and everything. This operator station could use some cleaning. I may do that before I turn it on. That's what happens when you buy your chickens from Tractor Supply. You always get a rooster. Every time, never fails. I'll tell you what, I'll be pretty happy to have this wall put up behind me. That evening sun is brutal. I think that's about the right height that I had it. I can't remember, to be honest with you. Yeah, that seems about right. I'll tell you what, guys, this is not a sales promotion or nothing like that. Amsoil glass cleaner. I buy Amsoil products. I use their filters, their oil, all kinds of stuff. This is the best glass cleaner I've ever used. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Go buy you some, it's really good. Now, somewhere up in my other shop, I have a cover for this, and I can't find it. I don't know what's happened to it. I hope I didn't throw it away by mistake, because I could use it down here, especially until this wall is done behind me, to keep the rain off of it. If I can't find it by tomorrow, I'll probably just call Wood-Mizer and order a new one, because that would really be nice to keep this thing covered until the wall gets done, or even after the wall's finished. It'd be nice to keep this thing out of the sun and everything else, but can't find it nowhere. I don't know where I put it. There's another sawmill channel out there, Lumber Capital Log Yard. I think I'm saying that right. Lumber Log Yard, Lumber Sawmill, and I'm not sure. I think it's Lumber Capital Sawmilling. Can't remember. Two girls up in Pennsylvania, I met them last year at the Paul Bunyan show. They have an LT70, and they saw from the other end. I've never tried that before, but it doesn't seem natural to me. I probably never will. I prefer to saw back here, where I can see the blade go into the log and go into the log. Let me say that again. And I can kind of control everything back here. Plug it in down here, and we should be good to go ahead and turn things on. All right, guys, we got it set up and ready to go. Everything looks good, nice and level. The only thing we need is this table right here at the back. Need to bring that down. But other than that, and a new blade, I think we're ready to saw some logs. But unfortunately, it's dinner time, and to be honest with you, I'm pretty tired. I've been out here in the sun all day today, and I still need to go mow the yard up at the house. So, I'll see you guys back here in the morning, and we're gonna put a really nice black walnut log on the sawmill to start off with. You guys hang in there. I'll see you here in just a second. All right, guys, it's the next day. Got several things we want to get accomplished this morning. Ooh, let me get you guys on the other side. That sun is coming right in here. Let me stop here for just a minute. I've got several things going on this morning. I got to go to the recycle center and get rid of some cardboard boxes. That's the first thing we got to do. Then we'll come back here to the farm and get the dump trailer so we can go get some more riprap. That was that large stone that I was using over there on the bank beside the swell. And as soon as we get back with that riprap, I'll just park it down here in the field. I'll work on that off camera later tonight when it cools off a little, because the main objective on today's video, or today's work, this is the same video as yesterday actually. The main objective today is run the LT70. You guys hang in there. So I've been thinking about it, and the first log that we put on the LT70 down at the new barn, look at that, somebody knocked over somebody's mailbox, my goodness. So anyways, where was I? So the first log that we put on the LT70 down here at the new building, I'm thinking it should be a walnut. And I got one in mind already that should be a really nice one. It's an 8-footer. Small end's about 24 inches. We'll do some live edge slabs and throw some water on it. Should be a good one. If you're wondering why I didn't bring the dump trailer with me and just make one trip out this morning, it's too tight down here. I'd never get out. Looks like Cabbage and John Henry We're taking a bath together. I'm not sure what's going on right here. Boys, you got some explaining to do. Alright guys, got the dump trailer hooked up. We're back on the road leaving the farm, and I just remembered I have one more stop to make. I need to run by Tractor Supply, which is right beside the rock quarry. I need to get two things. I need to get an aluminum trash can to put down here at the new pole barn. I need one of those really bad. I've been throwing trash in like a pile and, you know, putting it in a Walmart bag. That's not real feasible. And I need to get some weed spray. I'm completely out of weed spray. Always something, always something. Hello. Good. You?
What do you want?
I need some riprap.
Okay.
About 3,000 pounds.
Are you paying with cash or card?
Card. This probably sounds crazy, but something as simple as a trash can sure does make me happy. I had nowhere to put trash down here. It was getting aggravating. A decent amount of wind down here. Better put some dunnage in the bottom of it. That'll keep it from flying away. And for those of you interested, I asked for 3,000 pounds of this riprap. They always go over a little, so we got 2 tons. That's what 2 tons of riprap looks like. And what did I pay for it? $35 a ton. I don't mind paying a little extra for that stuff right there, because that's something you don't buy very often. Maybe a couple of times a year. But I do wish it was cheaper. So real fast here, guys, I need to unload that riprap and put it right here. But before I do that, I need to move the rest of this 57 and spread it over here in the swell. Off camera last night, I went ahead and brought my fabric all the way down. And I don't have far to go, maybe 24 feet or so. And we'll be up there to where we stopped at. So let's spread this real fast. It will only take a minute, and then we'll get on to the sawmill. All right, friends, got that taken care of. I'll spread that riprap off camera probably tonight when the sun goes down. Let's go ahead now and get our Dremel. I talked about this yesterday, but it was on this video, I think. And we'll do some cleaning on the sawmill. I got some pine pitch that I can't get off with soap and water. see here. Should have a little wire wheel attachment. It should work pretty good on that. Key word is it should. You never know. I'm not sure if this will come through on camera, but there's a lot of old pine pitch out here on the end. You gotta get this off the sawmill. It will interrupt your cuts and will throw you out as far as making like 8x8s and 6x6s. Even though it's out here on the end, it really won't affect a whole lot, but it's good practice to get rid of it. There we go. Comes right off. All right, guys, I think we're finally ready to put a log on the 70. Off camera, I put some new grease and all the fittings right there. And if you're wondering what that was on the rail, that's automatic transmission fluid. That's what Wood-Mizer recommends for the rail and the chain. Some people use WD-40, and I've even heard of some guys using some gear oil. I don't think it really matters a whole lot, but they say ATF, so that's what we use. We got a full tank of diesel, got plenty of water in the lubrication tank. I will put a fresh blade on the mill right before we start sawing. And check out the new dust collection system, guys. You all are gonna love this. Only the best at the Out of the Woods sawmill right there, only the best. That's better though than having the dust just fly over here in this gravel and make a mess. I've done this years ago and it does work, but it is aggravating. But we'll get dust collection down here sooner than later, trust me, sooner than later. Well, before we put this one on the mill, I need to get these gussets off here. I don't know if you guys can see them. We call them gussets. You may call them something else. Little metal straps right there. People put these on the end of logs to keep them from cracking. And it works pretty good, but they're always aggravating to take off before you saw into it. If these were made of plastic, I wouldn't care, but they're metal. So let's go get a pry bar and a hammer. All right, guys, finally we are ready to saw. I got a brand new blade on the mill. That's a Joe Maine Silver Tip Turbo 7. If you want to try out those blades, call Joe Maine. His cell phone number is in the video description. This is black walnut. It's a 9-footer. The small end facing us is about 24 inches, and the far end is about 25. Now, I don't see any crotches in this log. It's just a nice straight walnut log. There's a couple of knots, but not a whole lot. And this belongs to a buddy of mine. We're doing halves on this log, and I have no idea where it came from. But it should be a pretty good one with some nice color. Like I said earlier, 9/4 slabs. If you're new to this channel, that's 2 inches and 1/4 on the thickness. And unfortunately, due to time restraints, we will not finish this log on this video because Bruno started back to school this week, and they're having a school function tonight, some kind of welcome back function or something. I'm not really sure what it is, but he wants to go, and he wants me to go, so I'm going with him. But we will get 2 or 3 slabs cut and maybe throw some water on them. You guys hang in there. We haven't done this in a while. Hopefully I can still run this mill. I've not sawed in about 5 weeks. Maybe 6 weeks, I can't remember. All right, friends, I guess I'm done for the day. I got to head over to Bruno's school in about 30 minutes, and I'm going to be cutting it pretty close. But this was a great start to the new sawmill season at the new pole barn. I'm not sure why I'm calling this a sawmill season. I kind of like the way it sounds. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. We're going to work on the road, and we're going to finish up this walnut. See you soon.